Hey, ¿qué pasa, amigos? ¿Qué tal? Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, dependiendo siempre de cuándo me veáis. Bien, muchas gracias por venir aquí, venir a mi canal, al canal de The Singlot, en el cual os traemos hoy una aventura gráfica al buen estilo, perdón, o al más puro estilo de click and point, es decir, clicar o apuntar y clicar. Ahí donde apuntas con el ratón y clicas, hacia allí se va a desplazar el muñeco jugador, o a veces, como en el caso de aventuras gráficas muy antiguas, se desplazaba todo el juego de por sí hacia allí, ¿no? Entonces, Bear With Me es un juego de apuntar y cliquear, como hemos dicho, con un estilo de visión noir de la empresa Exordium Games, que se lanzó el 8 de agosto. La heroína del juego es una niña de 10 años llamada Amber, que se unirá a sus amigos imaginarios mientras investiga la desaparición de su hermano Flint. Para llegar al fondo de este misterio, Amber deberá reunir las pistas, entrevistar a un reparto de juguetes que cobran vida y resolver rompecabezas con la ayuda de Teddy Bear, que es un detective privado o su osito de peluche preferido en este caso. Muy rudo y con una ficción por las bromas cortas y a veces tontinas, pero bueno, de eso se trata, es al puro estilo, ¿cómo se llama? Marlowe, ¿no? El juego contará con una cobertura de voz con subtítulos en inglés, así como en francés, alemán, italiano, español y ruso. Es de decir que el doblaje a mí me ha gustado mucho lo poco que hemos podido probar, ¿no? Antes de empezar a jugarlo para ver si todo grababa bien y tal, creo que el doblaje está muy acertado, la verdad. La toma de decisiones será un elemento importante dentro de la jugabilidad de Bear With Me, permitiendo a los jugadores inclinarse a favor de unos o de otros personajes y conseguir así de esta manera diferentes finales. Esto quiere decir que según qué tomas de decisiones hagamos, según qué cosas digamos sí o no a algo que nos pregunten, podrá tener un diferente final. No tengo muy claro este tema, porque cuando me sale la tablera o el tablón de respuestas o preguntas, hay una serie de preguntas, pero acabas teniendo que tocar todas. O sea, no sé si puedo eliminar el clicar en una y en el resto no. De momento no lo consigo en la prueba que he estado haciendo. Yo creo que debe ser en alguna decisión en donde te saldrá sí y no. O sea, solo tendrás dos decisiones que hacer, o una o otra. Pero claro, cuando te dan 7, tienes que tocar las 7, si no, no sales de ese plano. Entonces no tengo muy claro qué es esto, ¿no? Por lo demás, pues poca cosa más, ¿no? Una aventura gráfica episódica, quiere decir que estamos en el episodio 1, se supone que irán sacando cada mes o no sé cuándo diferentes episodios hasta que acabemos toda la serie, ¿no? Abrumada y por sus pesadillas, Amber se despierta en mitad de la noche para descubrir que su hermano Flynn ha desaparecido. Decide entonces acudir a su osito de confianza, el Teddy Bear, un viejo detective gruñón y ya jubilado. Parece ser que el Teddy está más que jubilado y no quiere saber nada de la pobrecita. Pero bueno, al final, como siempre, la tendrá que ayudar. La pintoresca pareja se lanza en busca de pistas e interroga a todos los posibles testigos y sospechosos, inconsciente de los peligros que desde hace poco perturban la paz de la ciudad papel. La trama se complica cuando entra en escena el misterioso hombre malo, Hombre de Rojo, sospechoso de varios incendios en Ciudad Papel y que además va tras la pista de la pequeña Amber. Bueno, pues a grandes rasgos, a grandes titulares, esto podría ser el juego que nos va a traer hoy un ratito aquí al canal, ¿no? Bear With Me, Bear With Me, mío soy yo, ¿no? Debería ser la traducción, diría yo, ¿no? Vamos allá. Exordium Games presenta Bear With Me, mi oso y yo. Traducción subgénero de The Single de Yayo. Ciudad Papel. Se está quemando. Ahí el hombre de rojo.
Please, wake up.
Wake up. Aquí tenemos a nuestra protagonista Amber en su camita.
It's my bed. It
Yes.
comes with all the luxuries a bed should have.
Vale, normalmente saldrán dos signos, por lo que he podido ver. Uno es el mirar y el otro es el actuar.
pick this up. You never know when it might come in handy.
Vale, aquí tenemos nuestro cajón con nuestras cosas, entonces entre ellas se pueden interactuar, ¿no?
Come on.
En este caso no, porque no pueden hacer nada. Bueno, sigamos mirando qué hay por aquí, la radio.
It's all about the birds and the bees, and how the birds like to eat the bees and other insects.
Vale.
It produces particles, or is it waves? Early bird cornflakes. I like to eat them in the evening, completely disregarding their overly advertised intended use. It's filled with stuff I brought from the city. I use this chest as a reading bench sometimes. Unlike most women, I just like to sit near the window on a cold autumn day under a warm blanket with a good book. It's just this weird quirk I have. They belong to my mom. She must have forgotten them in here when she was cleaning. I don't really need glasses, but maybe they'll come in handy. Better take them with me just in case.
Pues sí, se trata de eso, de llevárnoslo todo lo que podamos.
Yes, drawers. What will they think of next?
Porque nunca se sabe lo que serán necesarias más adelante.
Oh, that's right. I remember playing with this a couple of days ago. It fell on the floor and the lens broke. I'll take the magnifier with me, but I better repair it before I return it to Ted.
Se la tenemos que devolver a Ted, a nuestro osito.
I don't have a green thumb, like, at all. Well, I do now, but I was doodling with a green crayon last night. Folium cadent. When was the last time I watered this? Oh, that's right, I didn't. It's really hanging in there.
Pues ya no. Se ha desflorido del todo, chiquilla.
Nothing interesting about them. Well, one of them has a PhD in clinical virology, so I guess that's something.
Estará lleno de roña.
A cardboard box. I think this one is full of my rare bottle caps. It's pointless dedication from a bygone era, I know. I've read all of these. Some of my favorites are Necronomicon, Dyslexia, and Cal to Fright It. Last Encounter, A Trip Through the Wormhole.
Vamos a hablar con la Mili, que es lo único que nos queda. El armario. Privado solo para ojos. Aquí debe estar el... ¿Dónde vas? Que no. Hay que hablar con la Mili.
Millie, my toy giraffe. I've had her since I was 5 years old. She seems frightened. I should talk to her.
Sí, tiene cara de asustada, sí. Veamos qué nos dice la Mili.
It seems you had a nightmare.
There was this fire and black smoke was coming from the windows. Funny thing is, it didn't feel scary to me, like I wasn't really there.
Was it Paper City?
No, I don't think so. What are you doing here, Millie? Are you all right?
Oh no, miss. Something terrible is happening down in Paper City. I came here as soon as I could. I wanted to warn you and your brother not to go there, but when we arrived, I could only find you.
What do you mean?
Miss, I'm afraid your brother is missing.
I have to go find Flint. Millie, you stay here and rest. I'll come and check up on you later.
Please, before you go around looking for your brother, miss, go and find Mr. Bear and ask him to come along. He's retired now, but he was always so fond of you. I'm sure he'll help you out. He may not be an easygoing man, but he has a kind heart.
Ted? I know where he is. He has a small office in my closet, but Ted and we can't work together anymore. Mostly because I'm still smart and driven and he's become a burnout.
I haven't seen him since he left the city. But whatever falling out you two had, I beg you to reconcile.
I think I can find my brother on my own, Millie. I don't really need Ted's help anymore.
You're growing up so fast, little miss. But please reconsider. There is something else I have to warn you about. The reason I came all the way down here. There is this man that came down to Paper City a week ago. He's asking a lot of questions about you.
What man?
We call him the Red Man. There were a lot of fires down in the city this past week, ever since he showed up. The officials are burying their heads in the sand, while this man has an entire city, your city, miss, cowering in fear.
Well, Paper City Police Department isn't known for its heroic head-on approach to crime fighting.
The mayor and the commissioner have issued a citywide lockdown until all of this is sorted out. A lot of people are escaping the city. We managed to escape through the East Tunnel's maintenance route, but most of the exits are closed off now.
You said we escaped. Is someone else here with you?
The Mugshot boys helped me through the East Tunnel. Bless their hearts. We arrived at Flint's room, but he wasn't there, so I came here to wake you up.
I have to go now, Millie. I'll be back as soon as I can to come check on you. Do you need anything?
I'm fine, little miss. I just need to rest is all. Please, before you go out, find Mr. Bear and ask him to come along.
Bueno, parece ser que al principio era una pesadilla que tenía la Millie, ¿no? Todo aquello rojo. Era como si la papel se estuviera quemando y el hombre de rojo era el que parece ser el malo malote, ¿no? De la película, que estaba intentando quemar la ciudad, o eso parece. Nuestro hermano ha desaparecido, entonces la jirafita esta nos está pidiendo que hablemos con el Teddy Bear, aunque nosotros no queremos, somos un poco ya, nos creemos mayores, o ella se cree mayor y no quiere hablar con Teddy Bear, pero bueno, si no hablamos con él, el juego no avanza, o sea que por narices tenemos que ir a hablar con él.
Amber Ashworth, if I had a nickel for every time this broad got me into trouble, I'd be neck deep in nickels right now. Something was different this time. I could feel it in the air. Someone really put the scares on her. Despite her fragile appearance, Amber's a tough kid, so it was unusual to see her like this. She starts talking, and I start pretending I don't care. I told her I'm retired, for good this time. Fell on deaf ears again. Anyway, she starts talking about Millie, Paper City, her brother, and all that jazz, and I'm wondering how many times we've gone through this before. You see, we have this routine where she asks me for help, as she always does, and I play hard to get, as I always do. Eventually I give in.
Su forma de jugar particular, ¿no?
We've done this so many times
Toma y
I've lost
deja.
count. She knows the drill, and so do I. Might as well just hear her out. Her words ring through my office. They get stuck in this haze around my head, and then they get lost in the cold autumn rain outside, tapping on my window in this hypnotic manner. It's calming in a way, or is it the booze that makes me calm?
Detective Marlowe, ¿no? ¿Recuerda esta?
Not much to do when you're retired, and hobbies were never my cup of tea. I know her standing in my doorway with her lady in distress shtick means bad news for me, and yet I know I'm in for it again. The sun is slowly setting and the rain gets heavy. The news said there will be a storm tonight.
Está bien la intro.
Hi, Ted. I heard you've retired, but...
Cut the ceremony, doll. I ain't doing it.
Doing what?
Whatever little plan you've schemed up this time to ruin my life. You're bad news, doll. Always were. Do me a solid this time and leave me out of it. I'm busy.
I knew you wouldn't help me. I only asked because Millie insisted you come along.
Millie? Are we investigating old wives' tales now? It's getting late, doll. Shouldn't you be in bed?
¿Ves? Esto es lo que digo, si salen tantos no puedes elegir el que quieras y dejar las demás, ¿no?
My bedtime hours are none of your
Hay veces
business.
que sí, hay veces que no.
Besides, I told her this thing was out of your league.
Out of my league? I was once shot at by a Prime Minister of Denmark. Now, if you don't mind, I have some work to do.
Oh my god, you're still mad at me? After all this time? I really need your help, and I kind of promised Millie I would ask you to come along.
Mad? Why would I be mad? I was almost thrown into a wood chipper thanks to you. I was lucky. One of the guys we investigated is in my bird-watching, poker and cigar club. And where were you? You ran off.
I was following a lead, somewhere else.
Yeah? What'd you found out?
Not much.
Not a goddamn thing. Listen, doll, I've got a nice little setup here. Lately, I've been doing some tailing work for jealous husbands down in the city. Bunch of nervous train wrecks, but the money is good. I grew tired of pulling bloated toys out of Dredge River. Our days of crime fighting are over. That whole thing, it's behind us. It belongs in the past. Capiche?
You've been practicing this speech, haven't you?
A little bit. How was it?
It was okay. The part about the bodies was a bit much.
I threw that in for dramatic effect. It wasn't in the original draft, though.
No, it was good. It gets the point across.
Does it really? You're still here, and I still have a lot of work to do.
Vale, sí, es cierto. Lo que pasa es que ha habido un momento antes que ha habido como siete cosas y tenía que acabarlas todas, pero sí que es cierto que en algunas, con que cliques en una, las demás ya no aparecen. Vale. Aquí es donde entra lo de tus decisiones, ¿no?
Do we really have to do this whole bit again?
Fine. This is dragging on for way too long, and it's past my office out. What's this nonsense all about anyways?
So, according to Millie, a lot of things are happening down in Paper City lately.
What things?
Like all sorts of bad things, and there's this guy that's responsible.
According to Millie.
The mayor has issued a citywide lockdown. No one is allowed to leave or enter the city limits until all of this is sorted out. They've managed to escape through the East Tunnel maintenance route, but I think that's been closed off too.
They?
Yeah, Millie and the Paper City Orchestra. They thought they could practice here in the woods behind the house since their venue burned down.
Well, they can't. What the hell were they thinking? Besides, how did an entire orchestra escape through a maintenance tunnel? Are you making this up?
Yeah, sorry. The Mugshot Boys helped her out.
Los hermanos
I know how
fichados.
much you don't like them.
I mean, what's not to like? Fact that they're thieves and thugs? They literally stole a candy from a baby once.
Qué malos son, ¿no?
But wasn't that baby an undercover cop?
Well, yeah, it was. But they didn't know that. Now, did they?
Anyways, they helped her escape the city through the East Tunnel, the one that leads to Flint's room, and she said he wasn't there. She believes he's gone missing. I need to go and check on Flint.
Vale.
Maybe he's still in the house, but Millie doesn't want me to go alone. She says it's possible for the Red Man to have found an exit to my house. She's really scared.
Wait, what red man?
She was telling me about this man, dressed completely in red. He came down to Paper City recently and was asking questions about me.
He's asking questions about you? What's so interesting about you?
Hey, I'll have you know there are a lot of people out there who find me interesting. Millie is really scared of this man. I can't leave anything to chance. Will you help me out?
Whoa there, Sugar Cup. Even if I come along, and I'm still thinking that one over, I'm afraid a crucial component that'll help in our future investigation is missing.
Your hat?
Sombrero de
No.
hombre. Ah, ¿no?
I'm phasing that one out.
Vaya.
Your magnifier?
That's right, Dollface. Now be a good assistant and go find it for me.
I'm sorry, your assistant?
You know what I mean. Now get cracking.
Vale, tenemos que buscar la lupa que tenemos aquí, pero que está estropeada. Está rota. Tenemos unas gafas, tenemos una navaja suiza.
I broke my mom's glasses. I better find use for this lens now.
Vale, y ahora...
This won't hold. I need some sort of adhesive.
Ah, ok, pues tiene que estar por algún lado, ¿no?
I really feel like I don't own enough shoes. And no, it's not a stereotype. It's just a fact. I got this for Flint, with my own money. It's some guardian superhero dude. Very bleak and depressing story arc. What? Those must be Ted's. It's my field hockey mask. My friend Jason wants to borrow it. As far as I'm concerned, he can have it. What's the worst that can happen? These are my clothes. The colors are more on the bright side, but I can't help it. I love vivid colors. It makes this place look like a proper office. So everything seems to be connected to that Chinese takeout menu. The light is off. I bet someone wasn't paying his electric bills.
¿Qué me recuerda esto?
Well, since this office is in my closet, that window there is for purely decorative purposes. Where's the light coming from, though? Nope.
Nope.
Here we see a lamp in its natural habitat. It's leaning forward, ready to leap with remarkable precision. A truly fascinating predator of the wild office?
Ah, mira, pegamento.
I bet this glue will be useful.
Vale.
Better take it with me.
Creo que ya está todo, ¿no?
It serves as a support for his heavy head when he passes out. Left there for research purposes.
Vale. Pegamento.
I can't use that.
¿Ah? ¿Cómo que no?
There we go.
Ah, vale.
Now I just need a lens. Voila! A perfect crime. Ted will never know.
Muy bien. Y ahora se lo damos al Teddy.
That's not my magnifier.
What do you mean? It's a magnifier. It magnifies and everything?
No, this is my magnifier, with the lens missing, which I'm sure you broke recently. You've replaced the lens with your mom's glasses and glued them together with kids' glue.
Tío, qué listo que es,
That's
¿no?
preposterous. Never have I ever.
Okay, never mind. This will do, I guess. Let's head out.
Let's go. Hey, Marlowe. Vale, tenemos que ir a la habitación de nuestro hermano, ¿no? Al pasillo oeste. Vale, vamos para allá.
Let's head out. Watch my back, Ted. It's so dark in here, Ted. I can't see anything.
The light is busted. We'll have to find a flashlight or something.
Hay que buscar una linterna. Aquí he visto así una pila. O sea, nos falta la linterna.
A box filled with all sorts of stuff. Really, just all the imaginable, useful things I need right now to solve this mystery. Packed inside a single cardboard box and left in the middle of the hallway.
It's just closed, doll.
I know. The use of the color green
cortarrollo,
is what
¿eh?
makes this painting stand out. It's just so vivid and beautiful. You can almost taste it.
Es un cortarrollo de mucho
Plantae
grano.
regularis. A common plant found in most households, I guess. There's some chain thingies inside. It's locked. I can't use that.
Ah, vale.
A random, generic asset placed to occupy empty space. Let's pretend there's something inside. Like...
A golden retriever puppy just for you, doll.
Oh my god! Is it really? I want to. Can we take him out? I'm gonna call him Cookie and walk him every day and...
Qué
Yeah,
mala leche
no, it was a
tienes,
joke.
tío, oye.
No one would put a live dog in a sealed box with no air holes. Dum-dum.
You're just so mean.
Qué mala leche tiene. Aquí la habitación del hermano.
Wait,
Hey,
it's locked. But why?
This is mighty suspicious, doll. Wasn't there a hole in the study wall? You know, that one that you used to crawl through when you were younger.
You're right, Snoop. Maybe I can still fit through. It's worth checking out. You use them to move up and down the house.
Fascinating stuff.
Sí, desde luego. Rusty.
Rust. Hey there, Rust. It's been a while.
Sure has, Snoop. Still walking the beat?
Not lately. I finally took some time out to sort things out.
He's pretending he's retired. It takes a lot out of him, apparently.
Well, you couldn't have picked a worse time to retire, Snoop. Things are getting close to boiling point down in the city.
What's going on, Rust?
Wish I could tell you, Bear. I'm as clueless as the rest of them. One thing I know is that I was working at the steel mill one day. The damn place got blown up.
Have you seen Flint, Rusty? Millie told me he might be missing.
I'm sorry, little miss. I'm afraid I haven't seen your brother. But I'm sure he's fine. Flint is a tough kid. Besides, no one has left or entered this room since I got here.
We've heard the city is in lockdown.
Sure is. It's been like that since the mill exploded. The official statement is that there was a gas leak down at the basement level, but we all know better.
So you think it wasn't an accident? You think someone is trying to cover something up?
I wouldn't go that far, miss. My suspicion is that the officials don't want to make a big deal out of it. Keep the folks at ease.
What about the mill owner, that Dietz fellow? He made any enemies lately? Filed any big insurance claim or something?
Nah, Bear. Mr. Dietz is a straight-up bird. Besides, his son was down at the mill when it happened. Kid got a little earbuzz is all.
So no one leaves or enters the city at this point?
That's what the lockdown implies, Bear. Folks are still escaping, though. I hear some of them got here through the tunnels. Them mugshot boys were the first to flee, and poor old Millie. I hear she got here safe.
Millie's in my room. She's resting.
Bless your kind heart, little miss. I'll stay here in the hallway. Keep an eye out.
Can you do it, Rust? You seem kind of tired.
I ain't no bunny, little miss. Some buster tries to pull a fast one on me, I'll give him a little chin music before I drop a dime on him to the elbow.
Qué hombre más duro, ¿no?
What?
He's saying he can do it. How'd you escape?
I used the east tunnel maintenance shaft, but the thing was getting close to collapsing. I think they closed it off completely after I got through.
El pozo. ¿Ves? Tenemos que volver o sea, hay que
We've heard
preguntarle todo
rumors
cuando...
about some red man. Know anything about that?
I sure do. He's the damn reason all this is happening, Bear. So this Red shows up down in PC. This was a week ago. He goes after the thugs first. Gathers information and such. No one thought nothing of it. Couple of beaten up lowlifes here and there. It's a common trait with these guys, you know? Then, the fire started. I hear a couple of guys down from the coal district gathered a posse, trying to corner this bird. No one heard from them since. And those guys are miners, Bear. They're as tough as nails.
Who is?
Those guys, Ted.
What kind of information is he after?
Well, here's the funny part, Snoop. I heard he was asking a lot of questions about our beloved Miss here. That's why I'm here. After Doris and the kids left the city, I figure I'd come here and make sure Amber stays safe. Now, don't you be dragging her on one of your ill-advised adventures, Bear.
Are you kidding me? Anyways, why would this guy be going around asking about her? You know anything about this, doll? Anyone whose life you're messing with? Besides mine, I mean. Angry boyfriend, perhaps?
Don't get smart. I never heard of this red guy until tonight. Besides, you're the only man in my life, Bear.
Who's getting smart now? So, what kind of information is this guy after, Rust?
Haven't I told you about this already? He's asking about our little miss here. Is he alright?
He's fine. He's just sleepy and grumpy and, like, totally not drunk.
Nah, I'm fine. I'm
Vamos,
just
sobrino.
sleepy and grumpy because she dragged me out in the middle of the night on some wild goose chase.
Nice to see you two are getting along after all these years.
Sí. Se siguen queriendo, ¿no? ¿Quién es este? El rey
You know
amarillo.
anything about the Yellow King?
Not really. I guess they left the thing wide open, like open to interpretation. I personally didn't think much of it.
Well, we better get cracking. Catch you later, Rust.
Sure thing, Snoop.
See you
Thank
later.
you, Rusty. Bye.
Bye, little miss. Don't worry about your brother. I'm sure he's all right.
There should be a key around here somewhere, unless someone took it. For when you get tired of walking up and down this hallway. It's a tree, like the ones outside, only this one is inside. It's creepy. I don't like it. It's all dried up, serving as a reminder of life's fleeting nature. A painting, or is it?
Vamos para el despacho, a ver, que decía que había un agujero en el despacho, ¿no? Aquí está el agujero.
This hole leads to Flint's room. It's covered in cobwebs, though. That's so gross. Go in, Ted, and check it out. I'll wait for you here.
I'm sorry, doll. As much as crawling through spider-infested holes sounds appealing to me, I have to pass. See, spiders tend to nest in my fur, and then I have to take a bath and go through this whole fumigation process. It's a mess.
Vale.
It looks pretty. The sand, I bet, came from somewhere far away.
That dim-witted boy sells these down at the local market, so the sand probably came from...
Nope, somewhere far away. Maybe some desert.
Sure,
Déjala
the
soñar,
desert.
hombre. Déjala soñar, tontolaba.
A book titled It's a Wonderful Lie, The Judicial System and How to Exploit It for Profit. So many stupid words. I hate boring books. My grandpa's books. I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but these look so boring.
Libros, mirar libros. Este es
A book titled Indoctrination of Roman Dutch Law in the Courts of South Africa. Well, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Pues no.
I've always loved this painting. It looks familiar in a way. I feel like I've been there before.
Yeah? How come you're not in it?
Tiene mala leche.
It's a decorative plaque of some sort, or an award for wood chopping? I don't really know. This chair is so comfortable, but we don't have time to sit around. Well, Ted will probably need to at some point. He's getting old.
Huh? I wasn't listening. You just ramble on and on sometimes.
You didn't hear me 'cause you're old. Ew, cigars are gross. Of all the places in the world, the flavor country seems least appealing to me.
Eso, niños, no fuméis.
So many places to visit. If I hopefully not in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Let's take this bad boy for a spin. Lex iniusta non est lex? Funny made-up words. Although they have a certain righteous ring to them. Highly breakable. Believe me, I know. Nothing interesting about it. Just shining away. I have a similar one in my room.
You have the same lamp in your room. It's just asset reuse. Those lazy artists.
Un copy-paste en el juego, ¿no? Qué cabrón. Hostia puta. Qué bueno.
It's Anubis, protector of the deceased. It's so common you would think people have an almost unnatural fascination with death.
Se ríen hasta de ellos mismos, ¿no? Los dibujantes vagos han copiado y pegado la lámpara en todos los lados. Ups.
There's a number written underneath. 107. What does it mean?
10-7's the police code for an unconscious or a dead person.
That's a little grim.
I don't make the rules. I sure as hell don't follow them either.
It looks expensive. There's a number written underneath. That's a little...
I don't make the rule.
Vale, bueno, pues aquí no hay nada más que mirar, ¿no? Por lo que veo. Ah, aquí hay unas llaves. Debe ser las llaves de la habitación de la madre, de los padres, ¿no?
There's a small key up there. It looks lonely.
I guess you could say it's just hanging around. We'll have to find another way.
¿Cómo?
We'll have to find another way.
It's growing from the sand.
Aren't you perceptive, doll? You should have been a detective.
And you should have been a 10-year-old girl, because you throw like one. Hey, a flashlight. But there are no batteries inside.
There's bound to be some in the house.
We can ask Rusty if he'll give us one of his. I'll take the flashlight with me.
Pero si tenemos una pila, ¿no? Ay, ¿qué pasó?
This won't work. It usually takes 2 or more of
Ah,
these.
vale. Por eso tenemos que pedírsela. ¿Y ese por qué no la podemos coger? Necesitamos algo para cogerla, ¿no?
It's mostly filled with boring paperwork. It's a...
Vale, pues venga, vamos a pedirle al Teddy de momento la linterna para ir al lavabo, al baño.
What the hell? What was that?
I don't know, Ted. Lights? Tricks?
Yeah, I guess. I'm getting too old for this.
This thing.
Yeah, sounds right.
Era
Not
el
really.
hermano, ¿no? En una habitación oscura ahí. Parecía el hermano. A ver, señor Teddy, necesitamos una linterna. Ay, una pila.
Rust, we need a big favor.
What's this about, Bear?
Rusty, we need a battery for our flashlight. We thought you could help us out.
Sure, I got batteries, but here's the problem, miss. If I give you a battery, I gotta shut down for the rest of the night, and I have to keep an eye out.
Can't you give us just one battery, Rusty? You'll still have a couple of them left, right?
Here's the thing, little miss. It's a closed circuit.
She knows. She's just playing on your soft side, Rust. We could take some of that edge off, Rust. Why don't you rest your eyes for a bit and let me and the doll here take over?
You? No offense, Bear. I respect you as much as anyone in Paper City, but this here is different. I don't think you could handle this red guy on your own. You should take care of Miss and Millie and leave the patrol to me.
Are you saying I'm not qualified for watch duty? We have to wrap this thing up, fast. There's a bottle of carrot juice in my desk that's longing for my return. We can keep an eye out for anyone suspicious in the meantime. Besides, you know I'm more than qualified. That nasty business from a couple of years ago, with them robots going missing. I was the one that brought that whole shady affair down, and you know it.
Are you trying to play me, Bear? I know you had nothing to do with that. That thing went so high up, there's no chance in hell Snoop like you even got close to wrapping it up.
You seem to have blown a fuse there, Rust. It was me who cracked that case, and I can prove it. I have the case file and the credentials, handed to me by the commissioner in my office somewhere.
Okay, settle down there, Bear. Let's make a deal. You show me the credentials, and I'll hand over the battery. It's not that I don't believe you. I just want to make sure you're not playing me is all.
Vale, ahora sé para qué sirve.
Ted and Amber, move away.
Oh my god, Ted, you're not supposed to read the brackets. A do-over?
Keep it rolling! We should get to my office, doll. There's an old file I have to find.
What's this whole deal about anyways? Why can't he just give us a battery? We can keep an eye out.
Rust is having a hard time coping with what happened. He worked in that mill for over 20 years, and now suddenly he's got nothing to do. Let's just do this to humor him.
Poor Rust. Okay, you're right. Let's find that file.
I think by the time this is over, we're going to meet a lot of people in his position.
Vale, vamos para allá. Tenemos que ir al despacho del Teddy a ver los ficheros que estaban detrás, que creo que no nos han dejado cogerlo antes. Ahora supongo que sí.
There should be an old file here somewhere. Nasty business from a couple of years ago. The robot union hired me to look into several cases of robot kidnappings.
I remember. That CEO of Illuminarium, Skinner, used robot parts to manufacture headlights at low prices.
Yep, I brought down that whole shady deal. Almost got shot in the process. Rust finds me unqualified for lookout duty. Probably thinks I'm a burnout.
You're not a burnout, Ted. I mean, you were more driven before, but I understand you've had a lot on your mind lately. Anyways, I'm really glad you're with me on this one.
Sure thing, Doll. What am I going to say no to you?
Thanks, Ted.
Don't mention it, partner.
Partner, socia. Antes era Dolly, ahora es socia ya. Estos se quieren al final,
There. Is this it?
Yep, that's the one. Let's head back to that hothead robot.
Yep. Let's go. Vamos a ver al Teddy. Ahí al Teddy, al Rust. Lo que no sé porque todavía no puedo. Esto ya lo hemos probado, ¿no?
I can't use that.
Sí.
There you go, buddy. Signed and authorized by Commissioner Locke himself. Anyways, we really need that battery now, Rust. Time's a factor here.
So it was you. I'll be damned. That was a big deal for us robots, you know. I always held you in high regard, Bear. But you just earned my utmost admiration, let me tell you. You can have my battery. I can use a little shut-eye, to be honest. Keep an eye out, and keep little miss here safe. Oh, and check on Millie from time to time. Make sure she's all right.
Thanks, Rust. We won't let you down.
Thank you so much, Rusty. Get some sleep. We'll wake you up in the morning.
Muy bien, pues ya está, dormidito. Ya tenemos las dos pilas
Hey, I got it working.
y ya funciona. Y ahora tenemos que ir al lavabo. Que se supone, porque como no hemos podido verlo, pues ahora que ya podemos, tenemos que entrar a ver si vemos algo. Muy bien. Ah, mira lo que he visto aquí.
Used by oh so many French maids.
Para quitar el polvo.
This duster may come in handy. I'll take it with me just in case.
Y esto también, ¿no? Para limpiar.
No, but nice try, Mom. I'm not going through trash. It's just my work ethic. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who will be a beautiful princess who's bound to live a long and happy life in a castle somewhere in France and have lots of ponies?
You are, Amber. Like for totes.
I knew it.
Did that thing just talk?
I don't know. Did it? It's full of uninteresting stuff. Used for not washing your face, because water is gross in the morning. Classic TP, found in most bathrooms. What's there left to say that hasn't been published in Science Weekly already? Am I right? Where's the money, Lebowski? It's just one of the many cabinets around the house. Nothing interesting about it, really.
¿Cómo se llamaba la película? No me acuerdo.
You should really know what this is by now, buddy.
It's where I take long showers and contemplate life. Also, I sing. Lots of creams and powders, also hair gel, a sponge thingy, Some kind of paste and so on, intended to make you look presentable when applying for a low-income 9-to-5 position to grind away the days. I don't really know what all that means. I picked it up in a movie once. Nah, I'm pretty as it is. Just some stuff I don't really care about. I don't know what these are for, but I'm not allowed to take them. They taste terrible anyways. It's full of bathroom stuff. A painting of something or another. It's too small to tell. Submerged ruins of an ancient temple. Pairs of towels just hanging out.
Bueno, pues aquí no hay nada más, ¿no?, que mirar.
What's happening? What is this? Doll, you seeing this?
Se ha visto todavía.
I don't know, Ted. What was that?
It's fine. It's nothing, probably. It's the middle of the night and the light is playing tricks on us. Let's go.
Espera. Bueno. Es posible que no sea nada. A ver, ¿qué teníamos que...? Ah, sí. Teníamos que ir a limpiar para poder entrar en la habitación de Flint. Ah, vamos a ver si con él...
It's locked.
Ah, no, era aquí.
I mean, of course it is.
Era en el despacho donde vimos las llaves, ¿no? A ver si con esto...
I don't think so.
No, no podemos, pero este sí, ¿no? Sí. Venga, para adentro todo.
There, I cleaned it up. Go crawl through.
Why don't you crawl through?
Obviously, I can't fit. Otherwise, I would totally do it.
Sure you would. The case was spinning out of control. So fast I had to hold onto my hat. Nothing made sense, and it was getting more twisted.
Sombrero, si no
by
lleva
the
sombrero.
moment. We've come across an old buddy of mine who has suddenly found himself out of purpose and place. The steel mill, where Rust worked for years, got blown to bits. Hundreds of hard-working, honest people lost their jobs overnight. The police are writing it off as an accident. Coincidentally, there were a lot of accidents this past week. The whole damn city was burning up and no one was doing anything about it. Did I pick the wrong time to get out of that dump? According to Rust and Millie, one man is responsible for all this mayhem.
The
In
Red
1 week,
Man.
He's become a synonym for fear throughout the city, and police and thugs alike are shuddering at the mention of his name. They call him the Red Man.
The Red Man.
I have a strong feeling in my gut. It's all somehow connected. My retirement, the fires, and the official cover-up. What happened to Flint? The Red Man. It's all leading to her.
Miller.
I feel she is the key to all of this. The last piece of the puzzle I have to solve. Does she know more than she's led me to believe? Or have I let my suspicions get the better of me? It's hard for me to admit this. It's also downright stupid. But I've let myself trust her over the years we've worked together. And I have to trust her now. Sooner or later, we'll find ourselves back in that
Ciudad
hellhole
Papel.
city. This bond I have with her will be the only thread I'll have to hold on to when things go from bad to worse. In Paper City, all bets are off, but the stakes were never as high as now.
Bueno amigos, hasta aquí hemos llegado en el capítulo de hoy porque creo que vamos a seguir esta aventura, me está gustando, es la típica aventura antigua de aquellas que me gustaban jugar al principio, aunque no se movían los muñecos en aquel entonces, se movía toda la zona, pero viene siendo lo mismo. Bien, ya lo dicho, espero que os haya gustado. Si es así, no os olvidéis de aporrear el botoncito de like, y si no, pues espero que a la siguiente gustaros más. Dejar vuestros comentarios, sobre todo los malos comentarios, porque son los que me hacen progresar y mejorar en este canal mío. Los buenos también se agradecen, pero siempre digo que agradezco más los malos, porque son los que me hacen corregir y mejorar. Bien, hasta luego, nos vemos, chao chao.